What's going on, guys? Afflicted Gamer here, back in another Division video. So high ends have finally become relevant again, and it's something we're going to talk about throughout this video. But first up, I thought I will show you guys the build that I threw together real quick. First up are the weapons. I'm using a Police MK17, something I would never use, but it has Sustained, Brutal, and Harmful on it. All three of those talents I'm a pretty big fan of, and it kind of coincides with the build I'm going with. Next up is the Lavoisi. This was sold in the security wing a couple weeks ago in the base of operations. Again, Sustained, Deadly, and Brutal are on this. This has been my go-to main weapon since they sold this in the security wing. This is the first time I've ever put down my G36 in a very, very long time for any other weapon in the game. After that is the usual, the first wave X45. Still love the sidearm. I have to roll off Provident, obviously, but right now I'm a little short on Phoenix credits, so there's not much I can do until I get a little bit more. And yeah, that's that, but pretty good. Anyways, moving on to the gear. I'm using a Spec Ops chest piece with the talent Rapid. Decrease cooldown for healing skills by 15%. Doesn't really seem like much, doesn't really sound like it's all that helpful, but believe it or not, it is, and you'll see that in the video. Next up is 2 pieces of Path of the Nomad. Usually a gear set that I would immediately scrap, break down, sell, whatever, you name it, I'd get rid of it. But 15% health on kill, super helpful. Next, tactical pads, Prosperous, where headshots grant credits. You know, credits are really, really useful now in 1.4, so thought I would give them a try. Last up, the next 2 set bonus is Lone Star. I know, Lone Star, but honestly, all of the extra ammo capacity along with all of the survivability, maybe you can kind of see where I'm going at for, especially for a solo player, but also helpful as, you know, a team support player. Either way, you'll be able to hold your own ground no matter with what you do, and the point is to try out something new, and that's what I'm doing now that with 1.4 high ends are useful, and it's really, really nice that they are, because before it was nothing but maybe a pair of Savage gloves, a Reckless chest piece, or the odd Vigorous chest piece. Other than that, nobody even touched high ends for the longest time. Quickly, I do have to mention that in the gameplay there is a lot of lag on the servers. I don't know why. I hope it's something that gets fixed a lot, you know, sooner than later. So when you guys see that, just ignore it. It's not on my end. This is on the Division's end. I've heard that it's really bad on Xbox as well. When I played for a while on Xbox, it didn't really happen to me, and this was the first time it happened on PlayStation, but I just figured it was worth noting because you will see that happen. So first up, let's quickly talk about the weapons. They both have Sustained on them, which I think is one of the most underrated talents on a weapon in the game. There's a lot of talents that get overlooked, and I think that Sustained is one of them. Personally, and especially after today, and yes, I know I'm not doing a heroic mission or something crazy hard, it is just the daily, but even if I was doing a heroic mission, I would still want Sustained on my gun, whether I was trying it solo or in a team, because getting a portion back of your health whenever you kill an enemy is always going to be helpful and beneficial to yourself, and even if you're in a team, because if your teammates are hurt and almost dead and you get a kill on somebody, you get a portion of your health back, then you can actually help out your teammates, right? Next up, something else that's just a side note, the fact that high ends and gear set items can drop from any random NPC literally anywhere in the open world, and also that, you know, field proficiency caches that you're getting from killing NPCs is amazing. I am so happy that they included this in the 1.4 update, and it just seems it's so much more enjoyable, and it's always such a nice surprise when it happens, when you get that drop, and especially if it's something good. Anyways, moving back on and talking about this build. I'm also, as you can see, using a flame turret, and I'm not using Firecrest. It's again part of this whole thing that I'm trying out, seeing what I can do with different setups, different talents, and again obviously different gear set pieces. And as we all know now too, in 1.4 we can also have performance mods added into our gear. So in this instance, with the gear that I'm wearing, I would like something like, say, first aid self heal, first aid ally heal, maybe, I don't know, pulse duration, something of that sort. That will come down to personal preference and your playstyle and what you're doing. If you like to run solo all the time, or if you're more of a team-based player, that would come down to your choice of activity and playstyle for sure. But that's an also great addition to the gear now. Again, here we go. We're getting near the end of the mission, and I'm telling you, like right here, you're going to see that I'm going to get this headshot. The credits are going to pop up on screen from those prosperous knee pads, and credits are super useful now in 1.4 with the fact that you can go to literally any safe house in the game, across the map, dark zone, regular zone, anywhere, and you can buy anything. You can get sealed caches at the base of operations for 200,000, which can give you a potential amazing item, or at the very least it'll give you some Phoenix credits and something to sell. Either way, it's a win-win situation. Credits are always helpful. I never saw anybody rock a pair of prosperous knee pads, and sure, there was not really a reason to. And same thing with the rapid chest piece. Most people would pick something like vigorous over this, and I totally understand that. But you know what, now with the way that everything is scaled with the world tiers and all of the changes to the actual gear sets, high ends, again, like I said earlier, serve a purpose. So mixing and matching different ones to seeing what fits with certain gear sets is super fun. Look at that lag. I'm sorry, I had to say that. This almost got me killed probably 3 times, which you'll see before I actually do beat the boss, and then you'll get to see the loot that I do get at the end of the video, which is not too bad either. So yeah, overall, I think that, I'm not saying to exactly copy and paste what I've done with 2-piece Lone Star, 2-piece Nomad, and then the rapid and prosperous high-end pieces, but something of that sort. Go ahead and start to mix and match things that you typically would probably overlook or think immediately, oh, this is trash, or this isn't going to be helpful, because you just might be surprised and it just might work for you. You never know until you actually try it, and I know I'm very happy that I tried this, because now I know that the next time I do something, I'm going to look at things like the specialized backpack. I'm going to try to add a bit of extra skill power to things, move certain stuff around, try out different pieces with different gear sets, and see what I come up with. I think it's a good idea, and I think it's something that everyone should try. One quick last thing I'm going to note, which is just a side topic. A few people did send an invite while I was doing this test. So, Mustache and Dr. Wayne, guys, if you do end up seeing the video, I am sorry about that, but I did have to get this done, and that's the only reason why I didn't reply. On top of that, I did mention earlier that I do have the Division for both Xbox One and PlayStation 4, so if you guys want to add me to run missions, to do builds, to do whatever you like, incursions, etc., then feel free to add me. Just leave a message underneath the video, and that's that. So again, the main point is just to experiment, try things out, try out some new weapons. Honestly, I used to hate the police MK17. I would strictly go first wave M1A. Then when Underground dropped, I was using the Surplus and Paratrooper SVDs. I was pretty happy with those, and this is something I did not think I would ever touch, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with it, So I'm going to continue to stick with it, and I'm going to continue to experiment, and I think you guys should do the same thing. So anyways, that is it for me. Thank you so much for your time. If you did enjoy the video, by all means drop a like. that lets me know that you are enjoying the content, it's worth putting out, and that you guys want to see more, which I'm more than happy to do. And I'm trying to juggle the Division, Destiny, Titanfall 2, and I just got Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare, the bundle, so I'm going to be doing some stuff on there. Right there, that sniper almost got me because of the lag, which is pretty insane, but I managed to survive, and you'll see the loot that I get in a second. So yeah, I am going to be doing those things, as well as juggling some stuff with the Division, because it feels so fun again. They've revamped the Division, it has come back to life again. Really happy that they did that, because I think it was on its deathbed. It was nearing the end of everybody's patience. I know it had for some, but if it keeps going this way and survival comes up next and it's just as good as this or better, then the Division will continue on for a long time, which is what I hope happens. But anyways, guys, once again, sorry, that's it for me. Here you'll get to see the rewards that I got at the end of the mission. Again, this was just a thrown together setup test build, and I honestly really enjoyed experimenting with stuff that I would normally never ever use, something that I would totally overlook, especially Path of the Nomad and Lone Star, two things that you would never ever see me use, and I found a way to make them effective. So alright, thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy your time in the Division, and as always, have a good day.